Hi, Tom Fazzard with some interesting public speaking tips for you. By way of an article I found in the latest, this is the November 2014 issue of Reader's Digest. The title of the article is 13 Things Motivational Speakers Won't Tell You. Make it sound like it's some sort of expose. And there are a few things in here that maybe you didn't know. There's several that apply to you as a speaker, and I wanted to offer these four of them in all. I hope you can learn from them. Number one. Oh, by the way, the author of the article interviewed or spoke with a number of speakers, so it's their advice and anecdotes that are shared here. First one. Most people think that the way to add emphasis is to raise your voice. But if you really want to attract attention, be silent for a moment. I always pause before I say something important, and all the heads that were looking down and jerk up. So true. Now, what he doesn't mention in here is another way to garner that attention and add emphasis. It's actually to lower your volume. Speak softer during that particular important point. That forces people to sit up, take notice, and crane their heads a little bit. It's all part of what they call vocal variety in public speaking. Point number two, or example number two. The key to a good speech is to have a surprising truth. Find something that everyone thinks is one way and explain that it's really the other way. If you can achieve that, you've hit a home run. Surprise your audience. Take them down one path. They think they're going in a certain direction. You're leading them to a conclusion they're expecting, and you need to change it up on them. Example number three. This is an interesting one. I built my career by soliciting exotic international gigs where I had credibility because I was from Silicon Valley. Meanwhile, I got credibility at home because I was speaking internationally. That one trick made me an established keynote speaker. Think about that. Say if you're typically speaking locally, try to get out more regionally or nationally, maybe even internationally. And add that to your bio section, your materials, sort of like as a writer. If you typically write locally, get out into regional or national magazines, possibly even internationally, to build your credibility and experience. Finally, the last one of this 13 that I'd like to share. Delivery matters. When I have an important speech, I record it and listen to it repeatedly so there will be no mistakes whatsoever. I've mentioned this other times. Always record yourself. Buy one of those recorders. They're digital recorders. They're not very expensive. Listen to your rehearsals in particular, but any presentation that you give. And listen for those quirks, tics, or other issues that you need to resolve. And as he mentions in here, helps you to memorize your speech the more often you give it. That way when you get up and give your presentation, it rolls out. Anyway, 4 of 13 from this Reader's Digest article, 13 things motivational speakers won't tell you. Again, that's from the November 2014 issue. I'm sure you can look it up online. Feel free to check out my other videos. I have a lot of great advice here. And you're always welcome to leave a comment. Please do. You can reach me via the email address I provide. Again, Tom Fazzard from Wisconsin saying good luck in your next presentation.